you just get used to it, eh? Something that you take pride in, and if your cattle looking good at the end of the job, well, you know that you've done a good job, sort of.
Get off the fence, pull a splint out of your bum, and just do it.
It's an iconic part of the Australian bush, and a job, or a way of life really, that's a mystery to most.
The drover is just moving on. He's going down the stock road with a big mob of cattle. Drovers used to bring the cattle into those railheads and put them on rail to go to the processing plants. I mean, the trucks weren't there, the roads weren't there, so they used to walk them in.
On this particular journey, 1,400 head of cattle walked along a stretch of historic stock route following the long paddock. The drovers spent 6 weeks in the saddle, with boss Bill Prow at the helm.
We've started with the cattle and come down the Thompson River on the eastern side, and here we are today, halfway between Aramac and Muttaburra.
This cattle drive was unusual though. It wasn't actually about walking the mob from one place to another and getting them there in good condition, although that is what they did. But the event itself was basically a moving fundraising billboard, and a pretty epic one at that. Bim Struss is the founder and chairman of the Outback Queensland Cattle Drive.
We needed something that was really unique, and we thought it was sort of a really audacious move to put something out there like a cattle drive. An enormous amount of work involved, something that would really prick the attention of our pastoral industry and our tourism industry.
All of the money made through the cattle drive went to a not-for-profit that Bim also heads up, called Beef Bank. It's a charity that supplies meat to other charities that make meals for people doing it tough.
We raised enough money last year to put about 250,000 meals into remote and regional Queensland.
It's no small thing to walk cattle for 6 weeks. There are a lot of logistics to wrangle, and on this journey, even more so than usual. The droving team was also joined by tourists, or rookie drovers, who signed on for the ride of a lifetime.
They can come for as long or as short as they like. They will sort that out themselves with their capabilities, obviously, finances and things like that.
Some joined for a few days, others a week or maybe 2. People of all ages and abilities. The most seasoned of this year's rookie drovers was an impressive 80 years young.
We have lots of different people, lots of different ages, lots of different nationalities, people that are doing it for historic reasons. Dad, grandpa used to be a drover, stories like that. People that are from the country that had the sea change, went to the coast, thought they'd come out and give it a go. People that had it on their bucket list. Yeah, there's lots and lots of stories.
Mandy McLeod came all the way from the North Island of New Zealand. She jumped at the chance to cross the ditch and hit the road droving cattle.
I love cattle, I've been working cattle all my life, and just the idea of mixing that with the horses as well on a long time. And I think it was also the fact that this is providing, meals for families. And so why not? Why not kind of like tick off a bucket list item and do some good?
For Mandy's friend and fellow rookie, Michelle Brazier, the decision wasn't quite so cut and dry.
Mandy convinced me to come along, but absolutely just the experience of a lifetime. Don't get me wrong, it's been some mornings where I've had to up the courage and the confidence, but the guys here have been amazing, so it's been quite the experience.
So what does a typical day in the life of a drover actually look like?
Mate, we sort of get up around that 5 o'clock and start having a cuppa, and just got to wait for daylight to come. And as soon as daylight comes, we sort of start catching horses and get ready to let the cattle out, yeah.
The cattle are generally walked about 10, maybe 15 kilometres a day, depending on where they need to get to, which is mostly determined by availability of water. In the middle of the day, they're penned up for a spell for a few hours. These days, drovers use electric tape to fence them in.
They'll lay down and chew their cud and then digest a bit of tucking, and then they want to get up and go again.
Afternoons hold more of the same, walking and eating, more walking and more eating, until the boss drover has led the mob to the cattle camp, where they're put behind that electric tape again, this time until daybreak.
They've been camping pretty well at night time. They haven't had no rushes, touch wood, but hopefully they'll stay that way.
Of course, it wasn't always this easy. In days gone by, there was certainly no such thing as electric fence tape, so the drovers' work didn't finish at sundown.
And they used to ride round and round them and take it in turns all night to keep riding around the mob. There'd be always someone with them at night time riding around them and usually singing or making a bit of noise.
With a few more creature comforts at their disposal in 2026, modern-day droving looks and is a little different. But even so, it's still hard yakka.
Well, you get to know your horses and your cattle very, very well. It's similar to adjustment. You know, you're going along the stock route, and if it's in good order, your good season, it's a way of getting A to B again, and if you're not in a hurry, you're eating someone else's grass. Which helps.
Winter's often said to be the best time to see out west. And after an incredibly wet summer, it really was a sight to behold. And a great time to be a cow in Western Queensland. Moving a mob of cattle on a stock route here has never looked so good.
I reckon it's probably the best I've ever seen, that long, rich country, and yeah, I can't remember being much better. They said 2010 was a pretty good year up here, but mate, there's just bulk feed and herbages, and it's still 3 parts green.
Producing cattle aside, it's also just a really beautiful time to see this big sky country glowing.
Everybody loves the country. Look at the fresh air, look at everything. The only thing I miss is lettuce. There's not a lot of lettuce out here.
The route the cattle drive followed was mapped out with care. Really, it could have gone anywhere, and certainly a journey closer to the east coast, where there are many more people to see it and take notice, may have been easier. But this was about giving back to the bush. And right now, particularly with cost of living pressures and the impact of high fuel prices, winter tourism in many of the little towns out west, which really depend on it, has taken a huge hit.
The lack of grey nomads, travelling tourists, it's very, very difficult for them, but yeah, we love coming here.
Beginning in Longreach, the mob made its way through Muttaburra, Aramac, Ilfracombe and eventually Blackall. And everywhere they went, the red carpet, or something similar, was rolled out.
It is just a pleasure to be here. The people, the treatment, the events that they put on for us, they're accommodating us, it is fantastic.
And it's a two-way street. Wherever the cattle drive travelled to, they made sure to do their bit for the local businesses as well.
We spend money in these towns as we go through, and we bring tourists along with us.
We try to support all those communities. We eat there, we use their laundromat, we use their pub, of course, and all of those sorts of things.
Bringing people and businesses into the small towns they passed through is one thing, but the bigger picture is to provide ongoing support to people doing it tough through Beef Bank.
They are just desperate for protein, meat protein particularly. They get quite a bit of chicken and other protein, but they just desperately need meat.
The way Beef Bank works is pretty simple. Anyone can donate money to help the group, but more specifically, pastoralists can donate animals. Beasts provided to Beef Bank are then processed, ideally at local abattoirs close to where they've come from. Bim Struss says even just one cow can go a long way.
We always do our calculations on 250 kilos of meat for one beast. And our charities generally put about 100 grams of meat into their meals, which equates to about 2,500 meals per beast.
The meat is packaged into 5 kilogram portions and then provided to meal and hunger relief charities Food Bank and Fair Share. The goal is to provide more protein to people in need. And over the course of 5 years, Beef Bank wants to donate enough meat to make 1 million meals. To do that, they need 400 head of cattle. To reach that goal, they need help. Already, Bim says he's been heartened by the support shown to the Outback cattle drive. The herd that was taken on the road was donated specifically to make that journey. 1,000 head came from Australian Country Choice, and Western Grazing lent a further 400.
We've been terribly, terribly fortunate to get those two pastoral families to support us in what we're doing.
But beyond the cattle drive, Bim's confident the industry more broadly can rise to the next challenge.
We believe this pastoral industry that we've got would be happy to support our endeavours to help people that are doing it rough and doing it tough and not getting a decent meal. And we are calling on our pastoral industry to assist us, and we believe we can certainly get to 400 head in the next 5 years.
The cattle drive itself has been hailed a huge success. It is a mammoth effort for the organisers, but it's also a whole lot of fun. And really, it's about enjoying the simple things in life and the beauty of the Australian outback. Crisp winter mornings, beautiful clear sky days, contented cattle, good food and company, and mateship.
Everybody's got a story, and many people bring it to the campfire. Lots of people, so it's great to share all of that.
For the rookie drovers, there were no plans for career changes, but also no regrets.
It's not an easy life for sure, but the scenery and everything else is just beautiful.
I think because you get the dust and it makes both sunrise and sunset just so much more vivid.
If anyone was on the fence about taking part in something like this, what would you reckon? What would you say to them?
Get off. Get off the fence, pull a splint out of your bum and just do it.